I am a 21-year-old adoptee and neurodivergent young person. I come from England, from the York area. I currently study at university. I've just finished my second year doing sociology, and I also do various freelance pieces of work around my experiences as an adoptee and a neurodivergent person. I think I've always had a sense of right and wrong. I think that's one of the big reasons why I'm now into advocacy and sort of sharing my experiences and trying to hopefully improve the lives and experiences of others with similar experiences, or even if they've got completely different experiences. So I was adopted at the age of 4 years old after 2 years in care. So I was a bit of an older adoptee. And I think overall, I've had a really positive experience of being an adoptee. I've had really supportive adoptive parents. I've had supportive social workers. I've had really supportive networks around me of keeping contact with birth family, or at least keeping in knowledge of who my birth family is. It was never a secret of I was adopted. It was a sort of thing told instantly. I was always told instantly about, my birth family and the realities. And I think recognizing a child is born with identity, I think that's a massive thing. I think actually thinking adoption isn't sort of a clean slate thing of, oh, let's take away some identity to fit with the adopters. Yes, the child will pick up, some identity from the adopters. I certainly have. I love that. But actually, I did not come as a clean slate, especially as an older adoptee. But even a child that goes into their adoptive placement, maybe by early placement, even at like 3 weeks old, they still have identity. They may have not been told they have that identity yet, because why would you tell a 3 week old child that? But they have come with stuff, and actually making sure that is honored. Actually that this child, no matter what age they go into the system, they have identity, and they might choose not to have anything to do with it later on life, but till they can make that choice, making sure it sticks with them. And actually the doctors are kept, almost to this honor of, you need to at least explain and explore certain parts of that child's identity with you. I think trying to make adoption less severe. I think there needs to be a push on around transracial adoptees. And I think actually trying to bring in that recognition that white children are also transracial or trans-ethnic, because it's a whole debate what the language is, actually getting that more firmed up of, yeah, it doesn't matter, for Irish heritage or Caribbean heritage, you've got to honour that, for example. Making sure that there's better, I think, giving workers more time to understand other parts of identity that could be important to a child. May that be hobbies, what the family have been up to in their lives, how they might want to pass it on. So actually, unless there's reasonable reasons, a lot more is passed on. Making sure the child gets to keep their names, for example. Yes, first name is an amazing step, but we also need to keep middle names where possible. Even I've seen adopters sometimes moving the last name to the middle name just because they realize actually their last name is still identity and something to do with a family. And so I think making sure that's more implemented. And I think finally just that sort of thing of making sure adopters keep to their word, keeping identity, because currently it's so up to the adopters whether they keep identity or not. And I get it's tough, and I get the reality of adoption is you want a new child and you want this child that you can bond and stuff. But actually, the reality is, yeah, your child might come with identity, but you can give them identity still. It's not like a child has a limit of how much identity they can have, of like, okay, the limit's full now. What do you do? And you need to sort of let out some identity. No, no, no. The child can have as much as identity as they feel they want almost.